What's going on, guys? Welcome back to week 6 of Dugout Talk.
Stealing home.
Oh my goodness,
Okay.
that's home save.
He did it. He's so home. That doesn't happen too often, folks. But
Mike.
T-Mac McAllister.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to week 6 of Dugout Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Tristan McAllister, and joining me are the other two hosts, Red Sox minor leaguer Cooper Adams and Gettysburg College head coach Jason Kramer. He can fix your swing, so if your swing's broke, just DM him on Twitter. For you guys that are new, we were Division I teammates at a small school in Maryland, and now we're trying to bring entertainment and knowledge about the game to you. But before we go on, we need you guys to do this one important thing for us, and Coop, can you tell them what it is?
And is like, comment, and subscribe.
I love it. We need you guys to really do that because Kramer, his lighting's really bad, so we need to grow as a channel so we can actually get him a Christmas gift so he can upgrade. And so, obviously, you guys have seen the other guy that's joining us. It's not 3 of us today, it's 4. And this one is special to me. We got the guy who led the MAC in strikeouts by striking out 109 guys last year in 70 innings, which broke the school record. He was named a first-team All-MAC and earned MAC Rookie of the Year, baby. Earned second-team All-American honors by perfect game and was ranked the 8th best transfer by Baseball America this year before transferring to LSU. So welcome, big boy, Deven Sheerin, baby.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Dev actually played at Mount St. Mary's with us. I actually switched to a coaching role, and then Coop actually signed with the Red Sox. So we actually got to spend some time together. Coop and I didn't get to play with him. Kramer did, but obviously we got to hang out with him. He's a great guy, awesome, entertaining to say the least, which we love.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff we'll keep off camera, which should happen like that. When you have a baseball team and your boys, you get to do some stuff off camera. And so some funny stories with him. So for us, Dev, just kind of obviously the Mount St. Mary's to LSU, mid-major baseball, and now you're playing in the SEC. That's obviously like a big transition. You get in the portal and that kind of stuff at the end of the year. So can you kind of just take us through kind of what the transfer portal was like, what your offers were, kind of where you visited?
Yeah, so pretty much as soon as I hit the portal, like emails and different things started like coming in, and I pretty much gave myself like a top 5, and I was scheduling visits, and I visited Georgia, and then I came down here to LSU, and on the spot I committed. I just kind of fell in love with it and like the culture and everything that's going on here.
Who was in your top 5?
So I had a visit scheduled. Well, A&M was still in the College World Series at the time, but I was going to go see A&M. And then I had wanted to see UT, and then Arkansas was another visit that I had actually scheduled that after I committed, I canceled.
Nice. Thank God you didn't go to Texas A&M and visit them because horns down, baby. Switched up. But for people that don't know the story, you don't have any offers coming out of high school except for Mount St. Mary's. Is that your first Division I offer, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much my first D1 offer. I had a lot of interest, but everybody was pretty much telling me like I had to go to a camp, and I had probably like 100 innings on my arm at that point in my junior year, so I was just pretty much done,
So as soon as kind of Mount St. Mary's offered you, that's when you just kind of took it. How long did it take you to take that offer when they gave it to you?
I'm not really sure, but it was pretty quick. It didn't take too long. I pretty much visited and committed and got everything rolling.
Well, it's kind of funny because obviously, like, you come in, it's Mount St. Mary's, so obviously there's talent there, don't get me wrong, but on the side of that, there's a possibility of, someone coming in that can throw mid-nines, upper nines, that kind of thing. It's like, is it really going to happen like Mount St. Mary's? So
yeah.
You come in, obviously, and I remember had the track man up, and people were kind of guessing what you were going to hit and stuff. And I said, I got him up to 94 today. First pitch, 96. I'm like, holy crap. And so obviously we go out to Mississippi State. You get on the bump there. Everybody's excited because we all know. They don't really know. Like, you get up there on the mound, and I remember great first inning. I think you punched out 2, and you get up to 98, and then it's like, Holy crap! Like now, everybody knows who Deven Sheerin is, right? Up to 98 at Mississippi State, eighth ranked. Transfer in the portal at the time. You got all these offers and that kind of stuff. What made you really pick like LSU? Not even taking the visits to A&M and Arkansas
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. What made you kind of pick LSU right away?
So I think the biggest thing for me was, you come down here to Baton Rouge, and like even when I fly down into the airport, I flew into the airport the other day, and there's just like, LSU fans like on the plane talking to me about baseball, like talking to me about the season, and just like the excitement and like the culture and everything around it, like the winning culture. We have the second most national championships in the country behind USC. They have 12, we have 7. So, it's just a winning culture and the place to be for college baseball. I just fell in love with it as soon as I put the uniform on.
I was gonna go back a little bit, because for me personally, at least in my college experience, I never got to pitch against any SEC teams, especially my freshman year. So I wanted to ask, how was that feeling coming into that game and sitting there going, dang, like I'm a freshman and I know Mississippi State packs out, even on
Yeah,
games that like they're against mid majors and they should win the
yeah.
game. They pack out that place. They love baseball. They're probably yelling a bunch of stuff at you. What was that feeling like going out there and being able to just throw the ball as hard as you could?
Yeah. So, not gonna lie, it was a little shaky. The nerves were going a little bit, the adrenaline was going, and the crowd was they're pretty loud. I don't remember what we had. What do you think, Cream? Like, there was probably like 10K there that Sunday, was it right that we played?
Yeah, because it was a double header, so there was a lot more
Yeah.
people there because they could just watch both games.
Yeah. So I mean, the adrenaline was going, and it just everything. I kind of honestly blacked out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it was my first time pitching. But got to get used to it here soon. When Alex Box has 15K coming in to watch. So, but
Oh yeah.
honestly, it was just a lot of fun, and the second inning didn't really go the way I would have planned, but that's okay. You win some, you lose some, but it was a lot of fun.
Kramer got to play the outfield there at Mississippi State. Kinda, I know you had came back and you're saying that they had fed you a bunch of stuff like that. Kramer, did they? Did they
Yeah,
actually do that?
so they were, yeah, and I guess like after the last game of this series, they'll like cook a barbecue for you and stuff like that. So in between pitching changes, like I would just go by the wall and be like, "Hey, come here," and they just feed you whatever, some brisket or whatever it was, and it was like really really good. But I also did hear a lot of chirps that weekend at me as well. I got lit up. Since I played right field, there was all the fraternities back there in right field, and they were just letting me hear it the whole weekend. But overall, it was great hospitality. It was a great experience. Um, Even though we didn't win a game, like it was still a great experience, and like just watching all the people, and they love Mississippi State, and they love that place and the guys. So, and just to see the SEC competition was great. So
You guys got close, at least.
yeah,
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
get
I know
close.
that.
We did get close.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
still.
remember. I remember watching the games and stuff. I didn't make the trip out there. I was doing some stuff with the Orioles, and I just remember watching. I think it actually tied at 4-4. So if you look at the final scores, they may not be as close, but there was a chance to actually like
Yeah.
win that game. I think it was 4-4 going into the eighth and game
Mhm.
two. I want to say so. That's a lot of
You
fun. It's
guys, you
funny.
guys gave him a push.
It's funny because it's like Mississippi State fans, almost like your brothers or something like that. It's like they kind of you fight with them, they'll beat you down and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like they kind of like got your back. They'll feed you and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a cool atmosphere.
I think it
So
depends. It depends though,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I know one of my buddies, one of my good friends, he went to Alabama and
hmm
played against them, and he came in the ninth inning and ended up giving up a walk off, and they let him hear it the
yeah,
entire time. No hospitality given for him. Just blew
yeah.
him up.
Like when we go to play Mississippi State, I don't think they'll be giving us food. I really don't.
No.
No, no, no.
I don't think that'll be happening.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so
absolutely.
either. It was like it
So
was just because it was like a mid major, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
mid major. Like
yeah,
they expect to win against us, like rightfully
Yeah.
so. They're like, what is Mount St. Mary's like? So they're like, "Oh, here you go. Take some food back with you."
Yeah.
So
Well, I remember like our media team had like posted that Mount St. Mary's was going to play Mississippi State, and then you had all these Mississippi State fans in the comment sections of Twitter and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, kind of didn't even know this was really a program, small school in Maryland," and then they knew, and they were like kind of welcoming, and they were excited, and that kind of stuff. So it was actually interesting to see how the Mississippi State fans, even if they don't know who you are, they try to figure it out and interact with you and that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
like you said, Kramer, mid-major, like they kind of expect to beat you. You get some food. Like you said, Dev, if you go in there at LSU, I'm sure they're probably gonna hate you.
Yeah.
That's what makes SEC baseball, baby.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The one thing I kind of want to ask Dev was just like the facilities and stuff. Obviously, a lot of people like to play at the highest level because of the facilities and stuff. And for you guys that haven't seen it, I'll throw in the video what the facilities look like. What the facilities look like and how great they are and strength coach and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so obviously you have the stadium, and like the locker room is in the stadium, and the lounge and the coach's office is all in the stadium. And I mean it's great, they take really good care of us, whether it be body armors or like nutrition or protein shakes, just sitting in the lounge. So and then we have the Marucci Center, which is like it's in the stadium. It's actually like behind the right field corner. They actually just put a new bullpen in. They did some renovations. So there's like on level seating. So like right where your eyes are is where the field will be. So like if you're sitting in a chair, it's level with the field. So I mean it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
but,
awesome. Yeah.
It did take away a bit of foul ground though for a pitcher, it's kind of, but it looks cool. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
But the Marucci
Just check
Center,
them out.
that's where our weight room is, and then the batting cages. So it's really nice. It's nice to have everything there. Our strength coach Chris Martin, he's the goat. I love him. He's really really good. We got him from the Astros. He was with the Astros last year, and now he's
Oh, nice.
came down to work with us.
Well, Alex Bregman hook up maybe. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Dev, I wanted to ask you, how is Jay Johnson as a coach?
He's
What is he
great.
like on a, yeah.
He's
Tell me
great.
about him, like what is like the practice and stuff like that, and kind of just walk us
Yeah.
through kind of what like an inside look of what you guys do.
Yeah. So well, we're done for the fall right now, but honestly,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a lot of like team practicing. We play a lot of games, so like guys get a lot of ABs, guys get innings. We play 3 games a weekend. During fall break, we actually played 4. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, it gets pretty busy. It does get pretty busy. It's a lot more of a workload. I will say that much, but it's worth every bit of it.
What about when you guys are going throughout the fall and stuff? And I know you're playing a lot of games. When you guys get away from the games, is it just pitchers obviously kind of doing their own thing and the hitters at different times, or are you guys kind of
Yeah.
together or what?
So honestly, it's like kind of split up a little bit. Like the hitters will go do their own thing. Like obviously, we're not going to be fielding ground balls. We're taking BP, so
Yeah.
we'll kind of just go in our own groups. We had some drills that we would work on, whether it be like 4 corners or some different things, and we have a lot of meetings, just talk about the mental game. We watched a lot of the Brian Kane videos. He has a whole series about it, like the mental game. So that was pretty good to get some perspective on that and just look at pitching from, more than just like the physical, workload and like the mental preparation part.
Yeah, I think it's cool that you actually bring up Kane because I think we actually brought up one of his things last week about when he was talking with Kiki Hernandez.
Yeah.
And for you guys that don't understand, like LSU obviously is one of the best schools in the country, and they're focusing about the mental game. So if you think that the mental game isn't important, just look at Devin being at LSU and stuff, and they put that stuff first. That is so important, obviously, and we talked about it last week, so we won't go too in depth with it. But this is kind of just backing up what we kind of talked about last week, the mental side of it. Do you guys get a lot? Obviously, you're sponsored by Nike. Can you kind of just go
Yeah.
get what you want, like the Obviously, I was gonna say
So
batting gloves, but you're a pitcher, so
yeah. So like I mean, pitchers don't really get that much. Like you get we get nice gloves from Marucci. It's actually right here. So this is my glove that we get. So
hey, that thing's sweet.
but we get like a bunch of shirts, and it'll just come. Like sometimes we'll just get like we'll show up to the field one day, and there's we did a Jamie versus Chief World Series, which are two of our coaches. They drafted teams, and then we played, and like we just get a shirt like for that, and, like Purple Gold World Series. We got a shirt I had on earlier, but like at the beginning of the fall, we got all our like practice gear. We got like a couple shirts to wear like around campus, and like socks. Every pretty much everything Nike, so that you're repping Nike.
I actually wanted to ask you, um, you know, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but obviously it's the off season for us pro guys.
Yeah,
So have you been able to run into any of the guys that are over there, training? I know I played in the fall league with Trey Morgan. I know
yeah.
he's back at LSU. I wonder if you've run into any of those guys, talked to them, tried to gain as much knowledge as you could from those guys, if you have seen them. But I was wondering if you have.
Yeah, I've seen actually Trey was there today working, but I haven't really gotten a chance to sit down and talk with any of them. But because they're usually doing their own thing, working and with my PT and weight lifting schedule, it gets a little busy throughout the day. But that would be definitely something that I'd be interested in, just getting down and being able to like talk their ear off and just get a bunch of tips.
Sure.
Someone was saying that I think it's a big leaguer now. It still has his own locker in the
Yeah,
locker room. Is that true?
yeah, they all have their lockers. So like Skeens has a
Yeah.
locker. It's it's in that Marucci Center. It's just like a little locker room, bathroom, shower. But it's pretty cool. You walk in the locker room. That's where I went for my visit to get changed. You walk in the locker room, and it's just like you see the LSU logo, you see like Bregman's name, and then so it's really cool. There's a lot of dudes that come out of here.
Was it Nolan or who is it, Kramer, that is a Philly now that went to
Aaron
LSU?
Nola.
Noah, yeah,
So does he have his own locker down there?
has to, yeah.
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 Well, he
Oh
was.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was one of the big donors for the Marucci Center. So yeah, he's got his own locker. They say that he's down here in Baton Rouge a lot because I'm pretty sure he lives down here, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I think he's a Louisiana native, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly. So I think he like lives around there or something like that. Or he grew up in the South somewhere for sure.
What do you think like the biggest differences between mid-major baseball last year now, the Power Five SEC baseball? Like to you, what's the biggest change in that?
I think honestly the speed of the game, like guys are a little faster, guys throw a little harder. It's still the same game. It's still baseball. The bases are still the same. The mound's still the same. And, everybody's still going to go out there and compete. But I think, just like the depth of the roster and like the speed of the game, I think it just speeds up a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember when I had called you a couple weeks ago and your roommate was there and you said your roommate had kind of like topped out at 96 and you were like didn't even make the leaderboard. I
Yeah.
was just like, what?
Yeah.
96
That is
96 doesn't make the
absurd.
leaderboards. So
It's
if
absurd.
you guys want to play SEC baseball and play at LSU, you need to throw upper nines. So,
No, that's not true.
yeah.
We have guys that,
Nah.
they're low mid 90s,
Yeah,
but they got, elite stuff and like know how to control it, know how to move it around
absolutely.
that's what it's really about. You know, you could throw. I mean, if you throw 100 and it's flat, like it's gonna get hit. Like, especially you know,
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
like eventually you're gonna run into somebody and they're gonna put it off the scoreboard, no matter how hard you throw. You got to be able to
Yeah.
move it around the zone and tunnel pitches, and that's something that I really learned here. Like, tunneling pitches, you know, setting up hitters in different ways that I never even really thought about. You know.
Yeah, I think it's people don't really realize like if you want to play high level baseball, like people just think they're gonna wake up one day and play high level baseball. Like, and for some people, God given abilities, like that may be the case, but you have to work your butt off because, like you said, someone thinks that because they throw 90-92, they should be playing maybe in the SEC or Division One or whatever it may be, but they can control it. Like you have to be able to pitch, you have to be able to hit, you have to be able to do all these things at an elite level if you want to play at an elite level. People just think because they do one thing, they should be here and stuff. It's different, obviously. So
Yeah, I think one of the best things that Devin does is he just like competes. And if you've watched him pitch like in game, like he competes. Like he lets it all out every single pitch. Like it is like max effort. And like if he gets you out in a big spot, he's gonna let you know that like I got you out. So there was many times last
yeah.
year where like there was many times where it's a big situation and Devin gets a guy out and he is screaming off the mound. He's all hyped and he's like chest bumping people and he's like the biggest dude on the field and he's like pushing people over and stuff. Like that's what makes Devin and like he competes. And I say all this because like what do you think on the mound, like Devin? Like it's obviously a mentality. Like you have a specific mentality that you are on the mound every single time, and it shows. Like people get in the box against you last year, and they're like scared to hit you, or they go to first base and they're talking to our first base, and they're like, "Who is this kid?" And he is nasty. Like what is that mentality like, and what do you think, and like how do you get in that mode?
Yeah, I just think like honestly, every time I go out there, like every pitch, I'm just gonna you know give you my best pitch, and like honestly, I just think that I'm better than the hitter, no matter who it is. You know, you just gotta have that mentality. Like I'm gonna get you out. Like you're not gonna hit this, and sometimes they do. You know, like saw a couple times last year.
Yeah.
We had a
Oh
little
yeah.
we had a little rough spout in Portland there. There were a couple balls that still haven't made. That was a rough one. I think did it go over the light tower? Like I think it was over the lights. I'm not gonna lie.
Devin, I was in right field and I didn't even flinch when that ball got hit. I was like, "Oh boy, that ball is way out of here."
It was bad.
But then like you get back on the mound, and you just do it again. Like you throw strikes, like next guy, like let's go. Like
Yeah,
you didn't let it like
yeah.
trickle down. I think that was the biggest, especially from like a true freshman to do that. Like that like showed like not only to us as players, but the coaches like, hey, we can trust this guy in high leverage situations. And obviously like LSU believes in that too. Like that's like something that's a kind of a lost art in baseball now. So
Yeah.
no, that's something that's like really looked upon. I know like our like as a team, we love when you were on the mound because we knew one that you were gonna try to strike everyone out and you had great stuff, but like you cared and you just wanted to compete and like that was the best thing. And I hope you do that at LSU too and
Yeah.
show it. So that's like my like 2 cents about like what you do. So
You can get Alex Box going crazy when you come off the mound.
Crazy.
yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I'll have to put in the video of Dev coming off the mound. I think it was in the St. Bonaventure's game.
Oh,
He
Bonaventure,
is just,
yeah.
oh
Well, that
my
was
gosh, he was
very-
electric.
That was very well deserved. I don't know what happened, but wasn't there like a back and forth and like a stoppage of play for like a minute or two? Well, there was something. It wasn't. It was. It definitely wasn't. It definitely was premeditated. That little walk off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a great game. You show up, you can watch all the games you want to watch on TV that day, ESPN, whatever it is. But that day at Mount, it was freaking. It was what did we call that field? I was trying to say it, but I kept thinking of the box,
The straw.
the straw. You can go watch
What?
whatever
What are we
game.
doing?
You can. I know. That's on me. That's on me. You can go watch any game on TV you want to that day, but at the Straw that day, you got St. Bonaventure's coming down, and it's this guy named Selena, and he got up to 96 that day, and Dev pitching up to 97. So just two mid to upper nine guys just going at it. Devin's throwing a no-hitter through 7. One of our freshmen, Fredo, hits a 2-run bomb off Selena and makes it 2-0, and then Devin just gives up in the last inning a solo bomb. And that's the one hit he gave up, and we beat him 2-1.
The Straw got me
So
on
Dev
that.
almost had got him.
The Straw got me.
That was the elite game. That was my favorite game to watch all year long. Just like two guys just going at it, competing. It was awesome. So
The straw ball is definitely the worst thing in the world. As a pitcher, it is the worst thing in the world. I mean, I feel like Devin, you definitely have had those moments last year where someone would hit a ball off you and you're like, oh, that's a pop fly. That's easily caught. And then it goes over the fence and you're just saying, are you kidding me right now? Like, no shot. I mean, it's going to be good for you, especially going, being at LSU, being at the box, and having it where the guy actually got to hit it pretty good for it to get out of there instead of just like a off the end of the knob, little just gets over the fence type of home run.
Yeah.
The ball flies at Alex Box Stadium.
Yeah, it flies, and they hit it pretty hard. So, there were a lot of home runs this fall. There were a bunch. It's pretty cool to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
A little different than the MAC hitters.
Yeah, we had. I think our highest exit velo was like 118. I think at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we played
118 is nuts.
Yeah, we played UL in a scrimmage. I think we hit 4 in the first game, and we hit like 2 in the same inning. It was pretty fun. It was electric because the LSU UL rivalry, it's still definitely there.
Still cooking. I have a question before we move on, Tristan, but I was curious. Obviously, fortunately, you weren't able to play this fall, but just from watching the game, who do you think, at least going into the spring, that you are the most excited just to continue to watch, and even just in the fall that you loved watching play at LSU?
I think Chase Shores. He's a pitcher for us. He's been up to 99 this fall. Big sinker guy, and I kind of think we're just pretty similar. He obviously with my knee, being out for extended period of time, he had gotten Tommy John his freshman year, had to sit out his sophomore year, so pretty much kind of the same boat I'm in. And he's come back now for his junior season, so he's kind of just a role model for me that I kind of look up to.
It's like going through the injury and stuff, Devin, like rehab and stuff like that. Obviously, it's difficult and stuff, but I'm sure you got a great support system.
Oh yeah.
Is it early wake ups, rehab, that kind of stuff? Where are you at right now?
So yeah, it's been pretty early. Just my class schedule, just with getting in here and tutors and classes, the mornings aren't really free, so it's pretty early in the morning, but it's worth it. I got to do everything I can do to get back and play. But PT's going good. It's getting to a spot now where I'm jumping. I've been jumping. I'm cleared. I actually just flew home, got cleared by my surgeon to start throwing, and getting some stuff moving, getting to running, getting to jogging. Now, obviously, you got to build it up because jogging is just a bunch of little jumps if you really think about it, and running is just a bunch of jumps. So sometimes it still hurts. Sometimes I'll go out there and I'll forget that I still am a little banged up. I'll move in a certain way that I used to, and it's just ooh, that still hurts. But Monday was 17 weeks, so we're progressing.
But would you rather throw 90 and have elite control, or would you rather throw 100 with no control?
I'll let Devin go first because I already know his answer. Go ahead, Devin.
100. You can learn how to throw. You'll learn how to figure it out eventually. If you're throwing 100, maybe adding a splitter there, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, are we talking a flat 100, or has it got some carry to it? What are we doing?
Well, we'll say both are. I don't know. I think flat 100, and then I think the 90 a little bit of a little sinker baller.
Yeah, I'm taking the 100. Take it to 500, and I'm rolling with it.
Well, I know from my answer, being in the Red Sox org, if I was a 90 baller, a 90 mile an hour sinker baller, um, I would be doing velo pens all the time, and I'm still doing velo pens. Um, but I'd probably take 100 too. I think, I think the game nowadays, it's like there obviously is the part of you need to command the strike zone, but when you're throwing 100, uh, obviously it's not as easy as it make it seem to you know, learn how to command a fastball, but I will say I think, you have a better shot of learning how to command a 100-mile-an-hour fastball versus learning how to throw 100 miles an hour. So,
Yeah.
I think honestly, I'm gonna fade you guys here. I'm gonna go. I throw 90 with elite control and some sink action, and I'm gonna figure out a way. Bulk, get in the gym, move fast. I'm just gonna try to find a way to figure it out, and then try to get to the 92, 93 range. Obviously you don't know if you can get there, but try to get there. Mix it up. Be a 5-year big leaguer, 2 All-Stars, retire, and
you're thinking way down the line
Yeah,
here.
he is.
That's
He is.
cool.
I am also going to take the 90 miles an hour. I just
Well,
think like if I could throw the ball wherever I want, like that's great for me. Like
yeah.
one side I can throw it the inside half, get your thing inside half. As a hitter, like that is so like
yeah.
it's mind blowing. Like guy commands so well, and you're like, okay, I can't do anything. Like that's right on the black. I'm in strike three. Or
Yeah.
I can be scared for my life in the box against 100, and you could walk me or hit me in the head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different ball game too. You can think of the hitter's
Hey.
perspective.
So the other way around, would you rather face someone throw 90 with elite control or throw it 100 with no idea where it's going to go?
Oh,
Oh,
90.
90,
Not
100%.
90 all day long.
I am not
Like,
facing
all day
100.
long. Dude, let me tell you this story. We're up in the NECBL, and we play at Martha's Vineyard, and they have a guy who's actually pitching the Astros organization now, right-hander from Miami. He's up. He hits one of our guys from Bryant in the head, and he has to go get like 4 or 5 stitches right here. Anyways, fast forward. They're playing at our place. Washington State kids throwing. I remember one of our kids, Mason, he finished up as second baseman at Georgia. He's up. This dude drills him in the head. He gets in the dugout. I'm supposed to be up in a couple batters, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, Mason, you good? And he's like staring like this. He's like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm like, no, he's not. I'm like, no, this guy's not. He needs to go to the hospital right now. He's got a concussion. So watching the game, the catcher at St. Bonaventure's, Jackson DeJohn, he comes up. He gets hit in the back of the head. Same kid. And I'm up in like 2 batters. And I just remember being like, I do not want to go up there. I do not want to go up there right now. Jackson gets taken out of the game. This dude was just like head hunting guys, putting them on the IR. I'm like, I don't know where I stood that AB, but it wouldn't surprise me if I was as far back as I could and a little away from the plate. Because I was like, there's no shot. It's just not
Getting hit.
comfortable. Like,
No, getting hit by anything above 96 miles an hour is not fun. I know this year I blew some doors up and in with 96 or 97, and the guys were not too happy with me in the other dugout about that.
yeah. I would be. I'd fight you. If there's a chance to fight you, Coop, on the other dugout, I'd come out and fight you.
No, you would not. Such a lie.
I'd be like, whoa!
No.
I would raise it. I'm like, whoa, dude, whoa! Like,
You would,
and then I would wait for someone else to go, and then I'd go.
Cooper. Do you really believe
Give
that?
me-
Cooper, do you believe
would.
that?
No, I
don't
don't
believe
believe
that for a
Tristan would probably say something and then hide behind someone else.
Yes.
I'm gonna let the bigger guys go. I'm not the biggest. I'm gonna let the big guys who are in the weight room lifting heavy. I'm gonna let them lead the charge, and then I'm
Let
just
the big
gonna
dogs
be
eat.
clean up. Let the big dogs eat.
Let the
There's
big
reason
dogs eat.
God made people bigger than me, and it's so they can get there first, and then I can go up behind them and stuff. So kind of to close up today, obviously we do Bob versus Thin. So today, and I'll let whoever wants to take this one take it, but it's Romans 12:2. Do not conform the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Who wants to take this one?
Can you
That's a
say
good
it
one.
again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll say it again. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will.
Maybe be open-minded, right? Like, I don't know, when I think
Okay.
transform your mind, almost
Yep.
be open-minded and really try to, whatever challenge or whatever's in front of you that God has laid out for you, just be open-minded and say, what can I learn from this and what can I do for this to help me in the future? I would say, there's going to be a bunch of challenges and stuff like that in life. So don't be so negative, be open-minded. How can this affect me? It's only going to happen for so long. This isn't going to last forever. You don't got to get worked up over it, and just trust his plan for whatever it is. And, I think this relates to Devin. So I'm going to let kind of Devin finish my thought here. So
What you
got
got,
the
Dev?
rehab. So
Yeah. So kind of I take away from that, just staying positive, no matter what's staring at you, like you said, and just the sun's still gonna come up tomorrow. People are still gonna have to go to work. Everybody's gonna make breakfast. It's gonna be the same day the next day. So just gotta keep staying positive and keep on pushing through.
Yeah. What you got, Coop? You got anything or?
Yeah, no, I think similar to what Devin said. I think, every day is a opportunity to grow within your mind and even, in the spiritual side of things, grow closer to God. So you have the ability every single day to um choose to grow mentally, physically, in any way that you possibly can and stay away from the things that kind of keep you where you are.
Yeah, I think all those are great, and obviously I have it up in front of me, so kind of easy for me to remember. But when it says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind," it's almost like the world will tempt you with worldly things, and it's difficult. It's hard, right? I'm sure for Davin and Coop, you guys playing big level baseball, LSU, Red Sox, maybe there's some things that come around you that you may not want to and stuff like that. And it's the worldly things, right? And so it's almost you have to be be in God's will and his word and stuff and kind of following the path that he has for you guys in your life because people don't realize it's just not God trying to kind of win over your life. There's also the devil. So you're also going to encounter things that you really don't want to encounter in this life. And by being in God's word and in his presence, then you can lead into the will that he has for you. And so when it says, then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, sometimes you're going to have some will that walks into your life that you really don't want. And so you have to be able to test and approve that. And the only way to do that is by being in God's word and having a community around you that supports you so they can help lead you away from things that might not be the path you want to go down, but you're getting tempted, right? And so that's the worldly stuff. So for me, this just kind of means stay with God and he's going to lead you to the will he has for you. And he's good, he's great, and his perfect will. Even if you don't think it's the right plan for you in your life, at the end of the day, it's God's plan for you. And if you follow that, you're going to bear the fruit of life and you're going to, flourish and do great things. So that's what I kind of take away from it. And I thought what you guys said was great. So
Look at that.
hey, Dev, we appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Well, we definitely got to get you on
We'll
here
be
again.
watching this year. Oh yeah, we'll be
Absolutely.
watching this year, and looking forward to seeing your growth either this year, next year, whenever it is. You step on the mound at Alex Box Stadium, and wishing you great success.
Thank you.
And
You too.
you're gonna do great things, brother.
like, comment, and subscribe.